Next up, at UFC Louisville, we got Brunno Ferreira taking on Dustin Stoltzfus. Brunno Ferreira, 11-1 in his career. 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming off that KO win over Philip Hawes. He's taking on Dustin Stoltzfus, 15-5 overall, 2-3 in his last 5. He's coming off that submission win over Punahele Soriano. And this is an interesting fight because one of these gentlemen is very dangerous. The other gentleman is supposed to be chinny and soft, but has been sneaking out some random wins and being a little more durable than you would expect him to be at times. Brunno Ferreira is a very powerful guy. He is light on his feet. He's constantly mixing up his attacks. He'll bounce around on his toes, and that helps him go in and out of the pocket well. He'll have spinning techniques, all finishes on his record. Even though he is fast and he is powerful and he's got a bunch of strikes and a bunch of finishes, he's also not wildly reckless. Sometimes he can actually be low volume waiting for the right shot. He'll mix in takedowns if he needs to. Just big, powerful, big boy takedowns. Solid BJJ. Definitely a striker, though, and the jiu-jitsu is only there as a backup plan. Taking on Dustin Stoltzfus. He's taking honestly, look, I look jacked in that. I'll take that. Look at that neck. That's a jacked neck. That's a nice defined chin, cheeks, jacked neck. I'll take that. I will take that. He's taking on Dustin Stoltzfus. Busy striker, very good power. BJJ black belt, and he has been wrestling more as of late. He has 10 takedowns in his last 4 fights. He likes to hang out and strike inside the pocket as well, which is not the best idea because he has a questionable chin. And that questionable chin is why I'm going Brunno Ferreira here. It feels easy. It honestly feels too easy. You know how like sometimes it's just like there's a trap on this card. There's a landmine. It's got to be Brunno Ferreira because this seems too easy. It seems too obvious that a guy with the insane power of Brunno Ferreira is fighting a guy with the chin of Dustin Stoltzfus, and he's only minus 265. That seems like a trap. But I'm going Brunno Ferreira here. I will fall into that trap. It is what it is. Brunno Ferreira inside the distance, no less. What do you think, Jakey boy?
What do you think about that picture?
I see the comments. This is Angelo's swamp. Get out of my swamp.
Can you talk like him, if you don't mind?
Get out of my swamp.
Keep going. What else do you know?
That's it. Donkey.
What about the donkey? There you go.
Donkey.
Get mad at the donkey.
What does he say?
Let's see some passion. Let's see some passion and pride, man.
I actually love Shrek, but I can't remember any quotes out of you fought my mouth. Oh, my mouth was open. All right, go ahead. Break down this fight.
Did you just say my mouth was open?
That is when Shrek farts in Donkey's mouth. He's walking up a hill. He breathes it in. I mean, is this like, are you waiting for me to say...
I think we're watching different Shreks. I think you're watching the Shrek starring Julian Marquez. You know what I mean? I think,
who do you think
painted
wins?
green with that big on. No, I actually, it's funny that we bring this up, and I don't want to go a little bit tangent here, but I do have some big news here. You know, we were talking about that. The bank finally came through, Angelo, and I'm holding the keys to a brand new Chevrolet. You know, have you been outside, by the way?
Nope.
It sure is a nice night. You know. After the stream, how about a little test drive down by the lake?
I'm good. There's no lake.
There's a place there's this place I know about. It's the dirt road actually runs out, and the Chevy I bought, we can test out the 4-wheel drive. Come on now, what do you say?
Can we stop reading
Girl, I can hardly wait.
Yeah,
Let's get a little mud on the tires.
So dumb.
Listen, Dustin Stoltzfus, former lock of the week. I mean, this card is loaded with former lock of the weeks. Dustin Stoltzfus at one point was 1-4 in the UFC. The one win was when he was lock of the week, which was also part of the 10-win streak. He will always have a special place in my heart because when we won 10 in a row, Dustin Stoltzfus was one of those wins. And boy, was it a close one. He was not going to use his wrestling until he absolutely needed to use his wrestling, but God bless him for it. In that third round, he picked up that dude over his head and slammed him down, and we won the lock of the week. And I'll be honest, you started preluding to it, right? Another big word for you, Angelo. Preluding to the fact where Brunno could fuck this up. And he is going to be my pick for all the reasons that you said, right? Because sometimes 1 + 1 does equal 2. Big power, suspect chin, 1 + 1 equals a knockout. But if this fight, Angelo, for whatever reason, gets out of this first round, are you confident in Brunno at that point?
No, he could definitely screw this up. He feels like a landmine. I'm still believing in it, and I do have him in a parlay. But
okay, and I
agree.
agree.
Troublesome.
Listen, and I agree with you. But Dustin Stoltzfus now has shown a little bit more veteran savvy, right? A lot of times these guys, they get a few fights under their belt, right? They're still hanging out in the UFC. He didn't get cut. He understands the opportunity that's arising for him, right? You just got to survive, Dustin. And if you survive, this guy's a first round. I don't want to say he's a first round bust type of guy because he only busted one time, right?
Yeah.
But he's got a lot of first round finishes. And if you can make him answer those questions after the first round, in the second round, you're going to have an opportunity. There's no doubt about that, Dustin. I'm picking Brunno. I think he is going to find that shot. But if this gets out of the first round, I don't care how the first round looked. Saturday live stream, if we're streaming, you better believe I'm putting a live bet on Dustin. He might be fucking plus 800 after the first round, but I'm going to put a live bet on Dustin if this gets out of the first round. My pick is Brunno, but I'm going to respect Dustin here. I'm not betting Brunno.
I did bet him. I threw him in a little bit of a parlay there. Nothing crazy, just two fighters that I wasn't 100% sure about, but would like a little bit better odds on. Because I did do that. 1 + 1 = 2. And you're right. You can't really call him first round or bust just yet, although there are all finishes on his record. That fight he lost was in the first round. It's not as if he threw out a storm, looked good, gas, and then got, you know what I mean? Like, he lost in the first round to Nursultan, who I think is very good. Nursultan, who I think is very good, despite losing to Joaquin Buckley. So, either way, we're both on the Brunno Ferreira side. I'm a little more confident than Jakey Boy is. I probably will have that $9,400 price tag in my DraftKings lineup because I do think it's a finish. I think it's a finish early, and I think he scores all those points, potentially the win bonus as well. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. You can unlock that parlay and every other bet that we have on the board right now for this card. You will also get the next card, the card after that, which is Saudi Arabia, and the card after that, which is UFC 303. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. It is only $10 an entire month.